Right, but we're doing this again. I'm trying to think of how long it's been since I've done this. Sorry, I have been sick for the past 2 weeks. Don't worry, you haven't noticed. This is why I pre-record videos. Like, my god, it took me so long to edit that Paul W. S. Anderson film video. I had to watch so many movies for that fucking thing. That was like 17 films. That was a lot, maybe 14. 17? Between those. Anyway, we're talking about mail. I got mail. A bunch of different things from a bunch of different places. Hooray! Sure, why not? Start with Viavision / Imprint. I bought two from Viavision directly. Real Genius. This is the Viavision version of Real Genius. Of course, Val Kilmer passed away, and I was like, I'm semi-interested, and apparently it's decent, and then, it was like $20 at JB, but there was no stock nearby, but it was $25 on their website, so I was like, I'll just buy from their website, but of course I bought it with another film, so that made it better for the price. It does come with an audio commentary. There's not much for special features. I was initially thinking, because it does have DTS 5.1 as well, which is nice, I was initially thinking, shit, do I want a aspect ratio 239:1? Again, as I was saying, I was debating, do I buy the 4K from the US, but it was not currently available, and I'm like, well, this is $25, and I actually watched it last night, and holy shit, really good transfer. I was actually surprised by it, like, looking at the reviews for, the old Blu-ray versus, in the US to the 4K, it definitely seemed like the 4K was the better option, and I don't know if this is the old transfer or the same transfer as the 4K, because it looks really nice, but it doesn't say it's a new 4K transfer or anything. It's just really clean. It looks really nice. I had no issues with it. The audio sounded good. It only comes with an audio commentary, but that's not bad. That's more bang for my buck, realistically, given how bare bones a lot of Blu-rays are these days. So yeah, it's just a standard version. I hate the artwork. It was the main reason I didn't buy it, was because I just don't like the artwork. I also don't think it really relates to the movie. I get it's Val Kilmer, but the electricity, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? They used lasers in that movie. Anyway, yeah. Pretty fun. Definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of 80s, high school films that... it's not even really a high school film. It starts as a high school film, becomes... I think it's like a college, one of those special degree kind of campus colleges where they put all the smart people. The Funny Farm. And it kind of still has the tropes of a high school film, but then it comments on those tropes and utilizes the commentary on it to make more comedy, which I really liked, because I hate high school films. So, of course, when you get your standard nerdy character, has to deal with a bully and everything, but then in this case, the nerdy character is also the bully, so, because everyone's a nerd, so it's like, no matter where you go, all the same structures of society exist, and I really found it to be quite funny. The villain, I guess kind of the main villain, who's their lecturer, he's not really the main villain, but he kind of is, he's a bit nefarious. He's the guy from, Die Hard 1 and 2, the reporter that you see him and you're like, I want to punch that guy in the face, he has no dick. And it's just it's really funny watching this film thinking, I don't want to have to root for this guy. He's like an arsehole in 3 movies I know him from. Actually, 4? Was he in Ghostbusters 2? If he wasn't, he's definitely in Ghostbusters, not Afterlife, the other one, Frozen Empire. I can't believe he's in that one as well. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, and there's a scene where he's building a new house, and he's commenting on the laborers not being educated. That's why they're laborers. I'm like, oh, I don't like this guy at all. Anyway, fun movie. But I bought with it The Mad Room. The Mad Room. This is still mint because I want to show how it's R18. What the fuck? The content is high in impact. I have not seen this, obviously. It literally just taken out of its plastic now. It was... Because I was in the midst of thinking, I want to buy something else from the website so I can get the free postage, whatever, and they had this, and it was the last one on the website. Now, unfortunately, despite the fact that the website says special features to be confirmed, obviously this was in their time with Columbia, where they had no special features. So to pay full price was not something I wanted to do, but it was not available at JB either, so I'm like, well, look, it's either I miss out and it goes completely out of print, because on eBay it's selling for a pretty penny, or I just buy it direct from them and see how it goes. So yeah. This one is one of those, it seems like an interesting idea of, I think it was two sisters, a brother and sister are meant to leave an institution, but they'd killed their parents as kids, and it's a whole thing. Apparently there's a twist or some bullshit. It's from 1969, so it's like not the best usage of what it's discussing, at least from the reviews I looked at. They seemed very fluctuating between highly positive and kind of negative, mostly because like the depictions aren't like appropriate to our current time and period, but that's like the joy of watching old movies, is that they're not, withstanding to the current political or any kind of fucking climate. So it makes it more interesting. So I'll see if that's actually a good purchase eventually. And brand new today, I know, I actually still go out and buy movies occasionally. This one I had heard was selling out. And I was going to wait and buy it during the sale, because I believe there's meant to be an Easter sale at JB soon, coming up to the weekend of Easter. I got Man Bites Dog, which apparently is really good. I'd heard good things about it, and people were saying, dude, it's a really good film. They weren't telling me, they were telling other people, but still. It's the uncut version. Audio commentary by film historian Sam Daigan. Man with a Movie Camera, The Found Footage Legacy of Man Bites Dog, which is a documentary by filmmaker Sarah Appleton from 2025. Deleted and alternate scenes. No C4 for Daniel. Daniel, a.k.a. a French title version of it, which is a short film because it is a French movie, an hour and 36 minutes long, in French language, English subtitles. I believe it doesn't stipulate, it says a killer comedy, interesting. It doesn't stipulate that it is the unrated cut, but, which is interesting that it doesn't stipulate that, but I know that it's apparently, that's just the same image there. Why would they do that? Yeah, I just have heard that it's the first time it's like being properly released as like the unrated version, so I'm very interested to watch it for that reason, because I've never seen it before, so, trying to fill in that extra gap. Why not? I do like French films. But yeah, it's just because someone on the Facebook page was saying how it was, had bought it on Monday because it came out Monday, but today's Wednesday. I'm buying it because it's when I was just able to order it to pick it up in store, whatever, because JB has a thing where you have to order it. You can't order until the Wednesday, basically, unless you want to pre-order it for it to be shipped. Because you can't pre-order pickup, which is fucking ridiculous. But if you go in store early in the week, then you can go. But I'm a busy man, so I was able to go today after work, and I picked it up, because apparently it was selling quickly. So I'm like, I'm going to order one and not stress. And that's what I did. Anyway, then we have Logan Lucky. Got this for like $20 on eBay. I was going to get the 4K, but I've never seen it before. I've heard it's very fun, and I do like Soderbergh films. It doesn't actually have any special features, which is kind of disappointing. At least it doesn't stipulate anything. I've heard the 4K is like a 2K upscale anyway, so it's not too much to kick out of that. But I've heard it's a really fun film, and I'm like, look, I love Soderbergh films. I've always wanted to watch it. I've just never gone around to it, so I figure, fuck it. If I buy the Blu-ray, that gives me more incentive, and I bought it mint condition, but still for like $20 odd on eBay, which is pretty good, like less than retail price, and I didn't have to stress about the 4K, which was like $50 odd. I'm like, hey, blah. An obscure one, another I got from eBay, kind of second-hand, actually it was. This has got a weird placement because it is it's Black Orpheus. It's got the region sticker for the classification sticker for the UK just on the front there. It's really weird. This one I got for $30.95 because it was like $10.95 for postage. The person had just an image, not the actual product, just saying the criterion, whatever. They had a bunch of films that people were bidding on. And it was $20, and no one bid on it, so I bid on it and I won. And I paid just the lowest price imaginable, $30, 31, whatever. And it actually came in, and I was like, oh, okay. Because I was thinking, like, I looked at the guy's feedback, I'm thinking, why is there's like 5 people watching this and no one bid? What the fuck's happening there? I know it happens, but still. I ended up seeing a bunch of negative feedback towards the seller saying that they've never posted and that it's actually all a scam and whatever. Lo and behold, it ain't a fucking scam, it came in. Like, it did. It comes with a booklet. I heard it's a really fun, visually interesting film. Got a big essay to it as well, which is great. I have heard of the narrative before. I believe this is the one with, I don't know. I don't know if this is based on the Greek story. I think it is. The Greek story of Orpheus and Eurydice. But it's in the center of a 20th century madness of Carnival in Rio de Janeiro, Eye Popping Photography, Ravishing Epochal Soundtrack. It was an international cultural event and has kicked off the Bossa Nova crave that set high fizz across America spinning. Cool. So yeah, it has a bunch of special features and stuff as well. But I think it's that narrative thing. I know that like he goes to Hades or whatever, and he's like, "I want her back," and he's like, "All right, but as long as you don't look at her, and then you can look at her after." And he peeks a look, and she vanishes forever. Oh no! I wonder if that happens in this. Anyway, nearly restored. Bunch of interviews and archival interviews, and a documentary about it and its roots and cultural appreciation. Very nice. Another fun one I got from the eBays. This one is Vampiros Lesbos. Take a wild fucking guess what this is about. So this is the collector's edition, courtesy of, I love how the top of it's actually cracked, from Umbrella. So I went on Outrun and I was going to actually buy it from them because they had, I think it was Severin had a copy, but it's the same transfer. Severin's transfer was copied by Umbrella, bought by them, rented, whatever the crap, and it has the exact same special features. Also, it's all regions. So yeah, it has the interview of the director, interview with Soledad Miranda, historian Amy Brown, Stephen Thrower on Vampiros Lesbos, which is actually the interview of the author of Murderous Passions, the delirious cinema of Jess Franco, plus Jess is Yoda clip. So yeah, it's a 2.0 German soundtrack, 166:1, all regions, 89 minutes long. So I just figured, fuck it, this was cheaper. I got this for, again, $20 on eBay rather than spending $60 on the Severin version, so it was just easier. Yeah, a psycho-sexadelic horror freakout. I've heard of this film before, I just have never seen it, so getting myself in the culture bracket, if you will. Talking about culture, I got my replacement disc for Blair Witch. This is the Blair Witch Project Disc 1 replacement. Apparently it fixes the audio, which I still haven't watched that version of it. Because when I did my review on it, I rewatched it with, because I'd watched it like the week earlier from Imprint. I watched it again for the visuals whilst listening to the commentary track. So this one has the, I think it's a mono instead of a, no, it's a stereo track instead of a 2.0 mono. They had like duplicated the mono by accident, so it's just the same audio in both speakers, but now it's an actual stereo track. But that's it. I have not changed the disc yet. I haven't even opened this. Can I open this? I don't know how. Oh, it says open right there. Oh my god. Oh wow. Wow. Anyway, I don't know what to do with the old disc, but maybe I will know someone who wants it, even though no, Phil watched it recently. He doesn't like it. Guy doesn't like the film either. I don't know. I'll find someone who might want the original disc, maybe one of these. So yeah. Then we have, at least second last. How are we going for time? Yeah, second last. Godzilla vs. fucking Biollante. I lied to everyone. I did buy it. No, I hadn't ordered it from anywhere in particular. This is the 4K UHD version, obviously from Criterion. I've taken a peek at the 4K. It looks fucking stupendous. It's weird. It's a 5.0 mix, not a 5.1. That's very strange to me. I mean, I think a 4.0 is maybe stranger, but still. But yeah, 4K disc, Blu-ray disc. Obviously, I took off the sticker, which is not a signed sticker or anything. I just wanted to keep it for funsies. I bought two. I bought two copies. I love how it has like the Godzilla vs. Biollante font on the inside. You can vaguely see that there. But yeah, I took a look to make sure it still worked, and it seems to be fine throughout the playthrough that I looked at. Of course, you get your poster, which is also, I believe this artwork is actually on the disc. Yeah. When you open the disc up, this is what the menu looks like. It literally is just this artwork, which is just artwork of Biollante as a big flower, which is good. And a big fucking essay. Gotta love it. I know I probably could have waited for a potential Hasey series box set. But look, I was up and down as to whether I wanted this, because I love this film. A lot of Godzilla films love this film. It is one of my favorites. Not my favorites, maybe my top 5. But it's got my favorite design for Godzilla. So that's noteworthy. I bought 2 copies because I bought one for Phil and Caitlin. Mostly because Amazon had a sale at the time. They occasionally have those like, oh, if you get 2, you get 6% off, or you get 12% off, or whatever. In this case, it was 2 for 12% off. They were $62.45, and they became like $54.95. So I got 2 for $54.95, which is actually the exact same price as the next thing I'm about to show you, but this one is a Criterion. It is still Region A, but luckily Phil and Katie have a region-free player. They don't even have a 4K player. It was just easier to get them the goddamn UHD because it comes with both discs. So, easy peasy. The Blu-ray was actually dearer on Amazon. I hate when that happens, but also sometimes I love when that happens because it gives me more incentive to buy the better version. Alright, last but not least, I have had this in my possession for a couple of days. Since, Saturday? Yeah, it must have been since Saturday. I have not opened this, so I'm gonna do it. Oh my god, I'm ruining it. I can't resell this for $100. I'm actually kind of hoping that the sale happens before the Saturday in 2 weeks, so I can go back into the store and get a partial refund, because I spent $54.95 on this. Still not going to tell you what it is. Let's put it this way. I went shopping for Nosferatu. I wanted to see if that steelbook is available. It wasn't. It had sold out basically everywhere unless you were lucky to get one in store. And I'm also like, you know what? It's $60 Australian dollars. $60 fucking dollars for Nosferatu on steelbook. That is fucked. I'm not buying that. I'll wait for the sale, buy the standard 4K. Apparently it looks really good on 4K. Thank you, Rodney, for your review. So I bought this instead. It's the Terminator. I could have bought the standard 4K from Amazon for a fuck ton cheaper, but I'm just like, you know what? I want to buy this steelbook. I'm not big in the steelbooks anymore. I've made it pretty adamant, but it's the occasional. Sometimes I like to buy them. Of course, you've got your J card there, which I will. What's that word? Blasphemic? I'll fold it in half and put it inside the steelbook. Just got to get this plastic off first. Don't like the splots on steelbooks like this. It does my head in because they look awful. No, it doesn't look like I can get rid of that, but on the right light, you won't even know it's there. Alright, so it's this Terminator steelbook. So this had come out obviously last year. A lot of people went crazy for it, because in Australia you can only get the steelbook, and as you can see it's very glossy. And it was very disappointing that the only version that you could get in Australia was the steelbook version, so hence I was planning to actually import. And it comes with its own unique disc for the 4K. The Blu-ray is the old Blu-ray, which I'm happy with, because I have that old Blu-ray anyway, which is already a good Blu-ray. I had no real issue with it. But I just saw this on the shelf there. I'm just like, you know what? I kind of want to buy that, because it's really hard to get. And despite the fact that, again, if you can see it, yeah, just there, that splotch. See, that's what you get for that sticky stuff. On the other side, it's actually just below on the font there. Yeah, that one's okay, because you look at this like that. If you can Shakespeareanly look at that, it doesn't have much of a problem. And again, it's very glossy, whereas this one you can kind of see it, but still. But yeah, it's nice. It's pretty. I do like the artwork. I definitely plan to watch this within the next fortnight, hopefully. My parents are currently overseas, so it's the best time to watch loud movies. I might watch Twister as well. That'd be great. But yeah, so that's it. I only, again, I don't like to have to cave to buy something when it's not a sale, but I had literally just finished a day of work. I was around the corner from Southland at the time, and I was like, I'm just going to stop in. We'll see what happens. And they just had it there. So I was like, it was just on the shelf. I'm like, fuck. The Terminator Steelbook, I haven't, like, it was still on the website because it had been restocked, like, last month. But I was like, I'm gonna buy this just now, because fuck it. I'll get it. Who cares, you know? So, yeah, it's a nice looking Steelbook. So I'm content. Again, would have preferred a matte finish, but the gloss does look nice enough, and it's not fingerprint magnet, so that's nice. Anyway, that is all. Thank you for watching another weekend. I got some horror movies that I need to watch, so I'm going to see you kids next time. And, yeah, I've got stuff coming in from Dead End and from Cinemaniacs, so I've got some more stuff coming in, some pre-orders. But again, trying to keep it tight on the usage of my dough. So, yeah. Bye for now. Bye.